Hi all, something a bit different today. I'm going to speak to you obviously about myself, but as I'm doing it, I'm going to be doing this simple wood burning I've drawn out here. It's just a simple castle, nothing spectacular. Obviously why I'm doing this, I'm going to go through obviously a bit more about my art styles and obviously the art that I'm into. And I'm going to start this off with this. It's just like a very fine point tool, pretty much like a small pencil or a small pen. So this is my pyrography machine, just very simple machine. I just bring that out closer there so you can see it. It's just it's a Chinese one that I bought, so you can see from the symbols on the side here, but it's perfect for what I do. Goes to the right temperatures, what I need to do with it as well. So I'm just going to knock that on a second. Now, to do the outline, I don't want to go up to too high of a heat, so I'm just going to go up to about bracket 3 on here, because I don't want to burn it in too much, obviously, because when these get really hot, literally this will spark like fire. So I'm just going to simply start off with the outline of the castle. As you can see, because I've only got on a low heat, it's not burning into the castle too much there. Now, obviously you notice from a lot of my videos, I like to do very high detailed stuff, with a lot of lines, and it's just something I've always been into. I don't know if yourselves have tried anything like that yourself. I know obviously from a lot of you I watch, you all got a lot of different art styles, and I don't know if you've ever tried wood burning before yourselves, but I quite like it. I mean, when you're burning the wood, you can smell the wood burning at the same time. It's quite nice, actually, the smell of the wood burning as you're actually working. And there's a lot of texture when you're burning the wood as well. As you notice from obviously a lot of my videos, I like to do a lot of painting on wood as well. It's quite good. I don't know if you've ever tried that yourselves either, but it's something a bit different. I mean, when you obviously paint on the wood, you got all the texture of the wood coming through the paint as well, which is good. It's just something a bit different. It's quite enjoyable as well. But it's something definitely worth trying. You should have a go at it yourselves, really. Only just need to buy. I just got like simple plywood, nothing too thick, probably about 4 to 6 mil thick. So you've got a little bit of rigidity to it, and then you've got to strap it down a bit when you're obviously burning it, because when you heat the wood up too much, or when you're painting it, there's too much moisture going into the wood. This wood starts to go bowed like that. So what I tend to do is strap it down underneath with like sellotape, just to hold it in place, just so it doesn't obviously move all about, but doesn't bow too much when you're painting it or you're burning it. I don't know if any of you have been going on Cat's Reddit forum for the artist community. It's brilliant. If you haven't already signed yourselves up for it or subscribed to it, download the app. I'll drop the Cat's description down below, and it's well worth checking out. It's good because everyone can sort of post up their new videos, but a lot of people are putting like art challenges on there so people can get involved. And then obviously what a lot of people are doing then is posting up the videos on YouTube then of the challenges they've been doing. And obviously the other big thing is Larry Williams' #artist community on on YouTube and Instagram. I'll drop his description down below if you haven't subscribed to him already. But that's a really good thing as well, because there's a lot of people getting involved with that, and he does like a shout out video every Saturday, which is really good because you get to see different artists that you don't normally find. It's quite hard on YouTube to find a lot of the smaller artists, because every time you type something in on YouTube, all you get is just all the ones that have got loads of subscribers, and the smaller ones just seem to be just sort of lost in the dark, and you don't get to see them. You know, so everybody's videos, and everyone finds like new artists all the time. If you all share them around, I think that's really good, that is, because it's nice to see other people's work, because so you don't really get to see a lot of, and it's nice to see other people's art styles, because everyone's got a different style, the way they do art, and I think it's interesting to see, and you get to learn off other people as well, because you know, and I think that's really good, that is, because whenever you're obviously thinking of doing something yourself, if you've learned something off somebody else, sometimes that can change the way you do things, and I think it's good to learn and see different. I mean, I know myself, obviously I like to look at like some of the big artists, like, you know, obviously, you know, in the past, like Picasso and Van Gogh, and like people like that were amazing for their time, but I think it's good to see new artists, and you know, there's so many people's different work has been amazing to watch. I'm just getting through this not too slow, because obviously I don't want to make this video too long. Normally when I'm doing my art, I tend to spend quite a few hours on it altogether. Most of my videos I probably spend a good probably about 2 hours, 3 hours doing the whole entire video. So obviously I don't want to be speaking for that long on this, because it would be a bit boring to listen to me speaking for that long. Yeah, just trying to, what I done when I drew out this is trying to do a bit of slight perspective as you're sort of going in towards the castle. It's a very small sort of bridge going across. After I do this now, I'm going to just put the temperature up a little bit there. I'm going to do a quick bit of shading, just to bring it more to life, give it a bit of shadowing in that. As I said, I don't know if any of you have tried wood burning. It's not expensive really to get into. Like this burner I'm using now, I bought this off Amazon. Only cost me about 38 quid. I bought a simple one before this. It was only about £15 one, but it was one of those ones, the cheapy ones you can buy just to change the nozzles on it. Or the end pieces or so, you can get different shapes and different designs. But this one, obviously much better, because you've got different end pieces obviously that you can attach to this, different shapes and that, for doing different things, like obviously fine lines or shading or whatever. But the good thing with this one obviously is it's a bit easier, because you can regulate and adjust the heat. So obviously, you know, if you don't want it too hard of a line, you can adjust the heat for that. When you're doing your shading, you can adjust the heat for the shading as well. But so it's only a simple one. You know, the wood isn't that expensive really. You can buy a big piece of plywood. Obviously different wood obviously reacts in different ways. Cheapy ply obviously burns a lot quicker, so you know, you don't want I mean, I use the cheap ply for painting on wood, because you haven't got to worry about the burning then. But the best wood I found myself for doing the burning into is birch ply, because birch is such a like, you know, nice solid wood. When you're burning into it, it doesn't burn too rapidly, so you get a much nicer finish to it as well. And so what I'm going to do now, just going to switch this over to shading tool. Quickly, you just twist it off there. So you see this one now is just like it's like a spade tool, it is. So that's brilliant for just doing the shading, because you can get a couple of different angles and stuff on it. As you can obviously tell from yourself, like, all the different artists that I follow, I try my best to try and keep up with all the different videos that you're doing, and commenting on them. Obviously, I much appreciate everyone that comments on my videos and obviously likes them. It's amazing to see, because when I first started up with the channel, it was a struggle at first. It was so hard to try and build up any subscribers. I tried sharing it on different things, like obviously Instagram and Facebook and Twitter and stuff like that. But yeah, it was really hard to try and start it out at first. I bet you've obviously yourselves have found that out a lot as well. It's you know, when you first started up, I find you get the first load of subscribers you get, like, and not even people that are even interested in your art. You know, they're just like, it's like there's a lot of this goes on, like sub for sub and all that sort of thing, especially on Twitter and things. Which is alright at first, I suppose, if you want to build up a couple of subscribers on your channel. But it's no good in a way of getting anyone who's actually going to look and watch your videos. They're just going to be people that might watch one video and they'll probably never ever watch you again, because they're not actually really interested in that sort of thing. All they really wanted was just a simple sub off yourself, and that's about it. So, but I found it really hard at first to try and get that first 100. Obviously after that, then, you know, I started then to actually build up a little bit of a community on there of different artists, and actually people then who wanted to watch your videos and actually wanted to follow the different art that you do. And obviously, like I said with Larry Williams, is obviously his artist community. That's brought a lot more people in watching my videos and stuff, which is brilliant. And thanks for that, Larry. And like obviously, like this thing of cats, as I said, that's really good. It's you know, it's just things like that. It's everyone can sort of get to know each other, get to know each other's, you know, art styles, and see each other's works, and everyone can start backing each other and seeing what everyone's getting up to and doing. And as I said, there's so many brilliant artists on there, and obviously the more people I've found on YouTube, when you're like looking for people's comments and stuff, you get to notice, you know, other people that, you know, that you can follow, and it's I said it's brilliant. It's really interesting. You know, it's and as obviously I know a lot of people do the live chats and stuff, and I try to have a look at them, but it's obviously it's hard to try and get involved in pretty much everything, because, you know, we all got working lives and stuff like that, so it's hard to try and get looking at everybody's work, obviously, but I'll always try my best to try and keep on top of everyone and see what they're doing, and obviously the new videos they brought out. I mean, YouTube does make it a bit easier, because you can see on there whenever somebody's put a new video up, it comes up on your own screen, so it's a little bit easier to try and follow people. Don't get me wrong, you will miss the odd video, obviously, because it's impossible to try and to keep up with everyone's video. well, I mean, I obviously try my best. And I know you do. You know, obviously yourselves that follow me. I mean, you always try your best to try and check out my videos and obviously comment on there. I think with the comments and everything, I think it's brilliant because it really does really want to make you keep on doing it and try and build up more of a community of people that will obviously follow yourselves. And yes, it's exciting. It's, I mean, something different because I've always done art. I've done art since a really young age. I've always really loved it, but I never ever really got. I've always watched YouTube and things, but never got really involved in it myself. I don't know why I never did, but I mean, I wish I had sort of started earlier now. But I suppose just wasn't that part of my life to do it. But now, yeah, I'm gonna try and see if I can keep up doing it as much as I can now, because so it's really interesting because there's some really, some really amazing artists out there, man. Yeah, as you can see, I've just done only simple shading. That's all. Nothing spectacular because it's only a quick video. This is. Yeah, it's only a simple one. I mean, this is the water line, so just drop some simple shadows coming down into the water. Obviously, when you're doing this on the wood, I mean, some simple trees by here. Obviously, the harder you press, as you can tell, obviously the more it'll obviously burn the wood. I've done a lot of I've done some simple things like burning on slingshots and stuff like that, and that was quite good. That was because you got the shape of the slingshot to try and get around. I done that one on my channel obviously as well, which was the one on the axe. That was good as well because you got the different shape to try and burn around as you're going around the actual axe as well. Again, something a bit different, something fun. It's all a bit of fun in the end of the day. At the end of the day, I enjoy doing art. I mean, and obviously I know you do yourselves. And I think more people should get into it because there's probably a lot of people out there who've got a good talent, but never really got into and looked at what they can do with their talents. But I said there's so many amazing artists out there, but we all get lost within everything that goes on in the world, and you can never obviously get to see everyone, but obviously social media obviously now helps a lot because there's a lot of people out there who would probably never ever be seen, and social media obviously really does help with that, and people get discovered all the time, which I think is amazing. Where years ago you probably have people who would never ever be seen, and I think that's a bit sad really, because I say that's the amazing thing with Instagram and YouTube and stuff, because you can see all these amazing people's work, and if everybody gets involved with the obviously the hashtag artist community, we'll all get to see other people's work, and I think that's an amazing thing. That is something I think more and more people should try and get involved in. I'm just going to leave it like that. I'm not going to do any more to this now. I hope you obviously enjoyed this video. I'm going to try and keep on putting as much as I can and try and do a shout out video now after I pass 300. So all the main people that follow me the most, I'm going to try and get a nice shout out on there for everyone. Hopefully that might get people more views and obviously more subscribers. And I'll see what I can sort out now. Video next week. Might do something again on painting on wood, and I'll see you all soon. Ta-ra.